Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pitchside Broadcast channel. I'm your host, the HOD of the BSP. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, enable notifications to receive all the updates, comment on the video what you thought of the game. Again, most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Follow us on social media, side BSP on Twitter, Pitchside World on Instagram, the links are in the description, and listen to our podcast on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or any other platform. And we're coming to you after the game between Bayern Munich and Arminia Bielefeld in the Bundesliga. A game that was on paper easy, but it was never easy, and it was really harder, way harder than it had any right to be. Obviously Bayern Munich entered this game with a lot of injuries, a lot of absentees, so the changes were made. Kimmich was rested, there was Choupo-Moting in the start, Müller, Goretzka, Martinez and Gnabry all missing through various reasons, COVID and injuries. Pavard as well was missing for lack of fitness. The start was with Bunassar on the right, Lucas Hernandez in centre half, no Boateng of course for personal reasons. Alaba was moved in the central midfield position. Roca was rested for some reason, he wasn't even on the bench. Nubel was on the bench as well. There was a lot of youngsters, the likes of Dantas and Sieb, obviously on the bench as well. It was a change side for Bayern, but not to the point where it could justify the performance that they had in the game. And I mean, I know the excuse is the quick sort of turnover from the games in the FIFA Club World Cup, just having a final on Friday and playing again on Monday in the Bundesliga is, not exactly rest, but still, this was a game, affected by the snow in the first half, so the game was pretty weird for the first 45 minutes. Arminia Bielefeld found themselves 2-0 up against Bayern Munich, capitalising on two mistakes for the goals. In between that, Bayern had a couple of chances, didn't score. The goalkeeper for Arminia Bielefeld, Ortega, had a terrific game against Bayern's attack, and Bunassar proved once again that he's not fit to be a right back for Bayern. He's just not that good. I wasn't convinced with him since the beginning, and I'm continuing to be not convinced with him until now. It only became better when Kimmich was introduced in the second half, in his place, and that happened, of course, after the third goal, which was scored just after Bayern Munich managed to find some way back into the game, 2-1 thanks to Robert Lewandowski. Beautiful goal, by the way, 25th in the Bundesliga this season for him. He's looking to catch up that record. We saw the best and worst of Bayern, really. We saw the best of Bayern in terms of overpowering, scoring, finding, situations to score from open play 3 times. The third goal from Davies was a beauty. But we saw the worst as well from Bayern, getting caught on the high line, bad set-piece defending. Süle should have marked Pieper on the second goal, but he didn't. There was too much ball watching, lazy defending on the second goal for Bayern, and the third goal was an outright classic goal. The first and the third goal were really classic Bayern goals, getting caught on the high line. The first goal even more of a giveaway high up the pitch. The third goal was getting caught high up the field, almost literally on the kickoff after the goal. After coming back from a 2-0 lead to 2-1 in that game. Arminia Bielefeld, credit to them, they had a decent game, a very smart game. Helped really by the fact that Bayern were pretty spent comparatively from the games in the FIFA Club World Cup. Quick succession games on Friday and Monday doesn't really help, but obviously Bayern have more games to play. They play on the weekend in the Bundesliga, they also play in the Champions League the week after, so it's a pretty congested schedule. I will take the positives from the game. Alphonso Davies had a great performance. I think he returned somewhat to his best form. Tolisso had a decent game. Alaba in the centre of the midfield had a decent game. Obviously, Sarr is the worst player on the pitch. Not just for the third goal he gave away, but his decision-making and his lack of support, lack of cover in the defence, lack of support up front are seriously worrying and not convincing. There's still a big problem in that right-back position, and certainly Bayern Munich, if the rumours are true, need to sign Max Aarons as quickly as they can if they want to cover those kind of situations in the left back, or even use Christian Richards. Why didn't you use Christian Richards? Before letting him, of course, leave the club. Kimmich came on and changed the complexion of the game. Not exactly given an assist or something, because by the time he came on, it was pretty much a sort of a close situation that Bayern were going to be scoring and equalising. But obviously he added much more safety on the right hand side. He added much more composure. Obviously he's more composed than Bunassar on that side. Sane had a decent game as well on the right-hand side, contributing a lot to the attacking effort of Bayern, despite the fact that for the most part Kingsley Coman was taking the sort of weight of the game on his side, trying to conjure some attacks going forward. Lewandowski scored the compulsory goal, but aside from that, this was a middling performance by Bayern standards, and conceding 3 goals against Arminia Bielefeld has to sting. And the way those goals were conceded, somewhat stupid, but you expect Bayern to chip in 3 goals, just like you expect them to score 3 goals, but those are not good signs when you're leading to the Champions League games in the round of 16, because Lazio are not Arminia Bielefeld. Lazio are much stronger, a much more composed outfit than Arminia Bielefeld. Hopefully, their sort of offensive style would, be the element Bayern needed to have a great game, and have a great game by their own standards, where they can, dominate, and they can have the high pressing, and they can use all of their abilities to the fullest. A draw, I think, deserved for Arminia Bielefeld. It will taste like victory for Arminia Bielefeld. Obviously, it would taste like a loss for Bayern Munich. 5 points now ahead of Leipzig in a match that before the game could have, been 7. And, predictably, Bayern made the game hard on themselves. They almost shoot themselves in the foot in the game. Arminia Bielefeld capitalized, scored 3 goals. They got they got a pretty important draw for them. Yes, it won't do much for them at the bottom of the table, but they still will be happy with the draw against the Bavarian Giants. That's it from me for the game. I was your boy, the HOD of the BSB. Like, share, comment on the video. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel, enable notifications to receive all the updates. Follow us on social media, site BSB on Twitter, page SitePod on Instagram, and listen to our podcast to drop into more. Of course, Champions League is back. Follow us there on Spotify, Google Podcast, or any other platform. And until next time, I'll be seeing you soon. Goodbye.